I'm headed to the Daintree for a week. I'm going to explore the wilderness and see what adventures I can get up to. And man, am I excited about this. I've waited a long time to come here, and I cannot wait to get out and see what beholds. I'm headed about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes north of Cairns to the quaint little town of Daintree village. When we arrived at our accommodation, I was super excited to find how close we were to the Daintree River. The Daintree River is a massive winding delta some 140 kilometres long, starting from the Great Dividing Range and winding its way down until it meets the ocean in the Coral Sea. About to get back on the boat, and we're off to a good start already because sitting on the bank over there is a little crocodile. Good start, I think. We got on the boat and approached the croc, and we were able to get pretty close to this girl. And you can see her with her mouth open. She's not trying to threaten us. That's how they cool themselves down. That's how they regulate their body temperature. By opening their mouth, they're able to cool themselves down when they get a bit hot, or if that doesn't work, they can then whack their tail in the water or semi-submerge themselves, do whatever they need to regulate the temperature. Further up we notice a slide. This is where a croc has scurried along pretty quickly and slid into the water. That's a pretty distinctive mark, and you can tell when you see that, you know there's a croc not too far away. Suddenly we spot another snake! See it up there to the left hand side, right on the top of that tree? That's another little green tree snake. Wow, that's pretty cool. Back on the boat, scoping the waters, hoping we can find a big croc. We found another little juvenile in the mangroves, but I have been told that there's a 70-year-old 4.5 metre croc in these waters somewhere. Although in a river this big, finding it just may be easier said than done. Nevertheless though, we press on, and patience sometimes pays off. We found this 3.5 metre female. Just next to her was a little 1.5, 2 metre, small, very small young female. As we come around this log here, we found another cute little baby. Unfortunately for crocs this size, chances aren't good. Only about 1% of crocs survive it to adulthood. But if this guy gets to make it that far, he might grow to 5 metres long over the next 30 years or so. We press on a little bit further, and I spotted something swimming in the water. Could it be? Could it be the legendary Scarface they had been telling us about? It was. This was it. This was the huge croc that we had been searching for. 4.5 metres, 70-year-old. Where was he heading? Remember these females that were further up the river? We're heading back down with him. He's heading towards the females. If we're lucky, he might get lucky. We pulled in close to see what happens. We just sit quietly for a bit and observe. What is he going to do? And if you look behind Scarface, there was a smaller female there. See how she lifts her head up? That's a sign of submission. So possibly, he might mate with her. He doesn't know. He presses on further. We wait in anticipation. We might get some pretty rare footage here. What a beautiful and majestic animal. Look at it just swim so gracefully through the water. He seems to move on past. Is he going after the smaller juvenile? Now this female has apparently mated with Scarface a few times before. She's getting a bit old, so she's not probably particularly interested, and he probably knows that. He might be looking for someone new, pass his genetics down with a different crocodile. He was just looking for a nice warm spot to sun himself. But can you blame him? At 70 years old, he's probably passed on enough genetics and made enough babies. We couldn't help ourselves but to do one last croc tour before heading back to Cairns. I mean, why not? How often are we here seeing these beautiful creatures? Then here he is again, Scarface. This time we've seen him in his full glory, sitting out there sunning himself on the bank.
Scarface, 7-year-old 4.5 metre saltwater croc.
How amazing was that? We just saw 9 crocodiles. That was a record for us. And unfortunately, our time on the Daintree River and our time in the Daintree was coming to an end, but I have had such a wonderful time here. I'll never forget the things I've seen, the places I visited, the animals I saw, and the trees and plants that I saw. This place is so amazing. I am so appreciative that I've been here to see it for myself, not just looked at it in books. And I hope that one day, if you've never been, you can get up there, and I hope it's still as pristine and beautiful as I saw it.